All right, guys, let's check out another Master of G-Shock. This is the Rangeman in a new colorway with the bold accents of yellow. Really like this colorway. Big thanks to Mimo's Jewelry for sending this over. This is the GW9400Y-1 using the module 3410, retail price $330. I am not going to cover the functions of this watch. Clearly, I'm telling you that right now. So if you're here for a tutorial or functions, this is not your video. I'm just going to show you the watch. We're going to talk about it briefly, and then that is it. So case size on this, measuring it fairly from here to here, is 45.2 millimeter. The lug to lug is approximately 55 millimeter thickness, 16.4. All this will be down in the description as well. Weighs 93 grams. This is, like I said, part of the Master of G series. These are the bigger, more complicated watches. Like this one has the triple sensor. Actually kind of has four. It has a ton of functions, actually, because with the... actually, if you scroll through it real quick, you can see there's the time, and we can zoom in so you can see it a little more clearly. I'll just kind of scroll through it real quick. We're not going to cover them, but... So there's your time. There's your world timer. And the world timer is going to... You're still going to have your... actual time displayed up here the whole time, all running through these functions, as well as your battery indication, which is in medium currently on this one. So there's your stopwatch function, very easy to use. There's your countdown timer, again, very easy to use and reset. There's your alarm. You have multiple alarms, and they're plenty loud enough to wake you up. There's your sunrise and sunset, really cool. I don't remember having that function. Maybe they did in the past, but it shows there's your sunrise, there's your sunset. Which, there's no way the sunrise is at 5:32. Oh, that's sunset at 5:32. Man, these days are short in the winter. There's your recall function. I've never used this, but I think this thing auto records when you're doing like excursions or hikes or whatever. It'll record like your altimeter readings and everything like that. So it should recall it if you have them in there stored. But this is a brand new watch. It really hasn't been used yet. There's your confirmation of received multi-band 6 signal. It did receive it at 12:03 a.m. on February 16th. So the time of this should be pretty accurate because that is, well, today. And there you go, back to your time. And this is how most people are going to have the display. You're going to have your time, whether you want it on 24-hour or AM or PM. It's in power save. There's PM, P for PM. There's your actual time. And then your day, Thursday, February 16th. This is how most people are going to wear the watch. This is how I would wear it. And then you can, of course, you can adjust everything by holding this down. You can change the graph up top to a barometer graph, or you can have it on that. And then you have all your functions too. So you have your sensors are all going to be done through this button here. You just hit them. There's your altimeter. There's your compass. There's your barometer. There's your altimeter again. You just hit that. Takes you back to your time. Let's pop this on wrist real quick, and then I'll show you a quick blast of that very bright LED. Now, these Master of G series are pretty much, I think, across the board going to have a metal keeper. Not a huge fan of that, but it's a little more premium. So I think this is one of the best colorways for the Rangeman. So if you're looking at getting a Rangeman, they still use digital display, unlike the Frogman where they ditched it and went analog. I'm still not on board with that. So you still have the digital display. You have a positive display on this one. And then that contrast with the black and the yellow, I just think this is the best colorway for a Rangeman. So if you're in the market for a Rangeman, I really think this is the one to get. I'm not in the market for a Rangeman. So I still like my squares, the 2100s. And I keep trying occasionally with a 6900. I just can't get on board with it. But for the larger G-Shocks, I think the Rangeman and the earlier Mudmans are probably two of my favorites of the larger G-Shocks. That's just personal preference. But I'm finding myself these days really not wearing a whole lot of G-Shock. So I will not be picking this one up. Although this is where, it's like window shopping kind of thing. It's okay, guys. And I get called an influencer all the time, but I'm clearly stating to you that is it okay to like a watch and not buy the watch, right? Otherwise, it can get really hectic. And I know this is, a watch that Mimo sent in, and I should probably be telling you to go to Mimo's, which you should go to Mimo's, and if you are going to buy a watch from Mimo's, I'll put a discount code down below. It just should unlock the best deal possible. So, but if you're in the market, you really want a Rangeman, I think this is the colorway to get. And yeah, Mimo's is awesome, authorized dealer, and that's where I would suggest getting it from. But just because you like it doesn't mean you have to buy it too. I know it's conflicting, but it is what it is. I'm not here trying to sell watches. I'm just here showing you guys the watches. So if it's a watch you want to buy, then you have another reference material to decide if you want to spend your hard-earned money on one of these watches. I think everybody can respect that. Anyway, there's the lume. Plenty of brightness on that to read it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next vid.